It's Solaire time. We got Team
who?
Sargrim.
Over.
We're all here, right next to each other. So that is my excuse for whatever happens. I'm just putting it out.
Just for white.
Who knows?
If you hear crashing and burning,
Yeah.
it's happening.
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
We're also in the car.
And very drunk.
Intoxicating.
I would like to point out that the timestamp right now is March 19th at 8:20 p.m.
We go missing.
You know why? We're wasted.
I have to put a disclaimer in here now.
I was going to say
That's
that's so that we have an accurate if somebody ever tries to use this to prove that we were driving drunk.
Afro Cirrus does not condone the use of drinking while driving. All right. Previously in Sargrim. You guys are wasting all your rolls right now. I should just not roll the entire section.
I won't be surprised. I rolled at least 2 nat 20s while testing the rolls.
Yeah, I'm not letting you two roll. All right. Previously in Solaire, Team Sargrim, the newly formed ish.
Mostly just me.
Yeah. Departed from the last stand, meeting up with Mallory at the village of Ferali near the Reaper's Forest. You plunged through the forest, fending off the Reapers. Giant monstrous beings with long scythes etched with the number of kills that they'd made. And you eventually had an encounter where it seemed like a Reaper and Emil were connected in some way. Emil revealed that he was able to witness the Reaper's killing blows through the Reaper's eyes, manifested as nightmares. However, thanks to the Reaper actually defending you-ish from the other Reaper, you were able to escape the forest, finding yourself in the dry and barren grassland known as Sargrim.
Yeah.
So, you survived, you made it out of the forest. I can't see Foundry, so you are where you are in Foundry.
I don't have vision.
It is.
I'm replacing things right now.
We're in the bottom corner. Bottom right corner.
you can still see it right there.
Oh, yeah.
Where
Okay.
There's like the little V shape in the.
Yeah, you're in the little V of Sargrim's southeast.
Sargrim's V.
Yeah.
Alright.
Hey, yo.
Uh, now that we're doing this live, y'all can see how I just take things and just like have to like take a second to process. I can't like blame it on lag or something. I'll still try, but you won't accept it.
Sorry, sorry, that didn't come through. Can you say that again?
Hold out for a second.
So what are we doing?
Anyways, so you made it in the Sargrim. That was the extent of what you did. That's where we ended the session. So now it is up to you on where you would like to go within Sargrim. You had noted that the tavern that Emil went to was in the capital, Drigan.
Kind of far away.
Yeah, it is weird.
Which is kind of far away.
Yeah.
So if that is where you'd like to go, you are free to do so.
I want to make sure that the
But it's up to you to figure out what you want to do.
Joseph's calculating measurement and making sure the distance is accurate.
we don't have a scale on this map, but I'm like 80%.
What?
Yeah, because we don't have horses. There's the thing measures, but there's no like I can't measure it against a scale to make sure that it's accurate, but I can do this.
If it has a measurement, then it's probably accurate because we've used it before.
Yeah, it's accurate.
Okay.
I just double checked from like what we were doing. Should be. Okay, so
Do you have vision?
Yep.
Good.
I moved my token into the.
Are you on you or are you on Brendan?
I'm on me.
Why do you not have vision?
Because I don't have a token on there.
Put a token on there.
Oh.
So yeah, it's like a 74-mile walk.
You also
Yeah.
see just
I'll try putting it.
All right,
Okay,
so
we
Chris,
went-
3 days
There
for
we
you.
go. Now I can see things.
you're
Ignore
about to believe
the.
that so fast. As soon as it got laid down, Joseph instantly
Moved
hopping over
it.
Can you at least move it off to the side?
I don't know. I don't have. I doubt I have control over it. No.
Games pause. Yeah.
Oh, I don't have.
Fine, I'll put it on and fix it.
Yeah, because because we could always, because if we're gonna have to take more time anyway, we might as well see if we like. It's probably not too much for
Like a day's walk. Probably a little more than a day.
It's probably not too much more of distance from where we are to
I
this
assume-
one city.
There are no paths, roads, you might say.
I mean, Kilbran and I are fast.
What are you trying to say about Sargrim? Huh?
Am I wrong?
There's probably paths.
Oh.
People still walk around.
Do they?
Yeah,
Do people in Sargrim have legs?
I do.
I don't know about that.
Have you seen Lenati? He's missing a hand, not a leg.
You know?
I don't know, man. You change shape. For all I know, these aren't your real legs.
Are you gonna go out on a limb for that?
You know who doesn't change shape?
Renati?
Yeah,
As far as
Yeah,
you
but
know.
he got his hand replaced. So for all I know, that he grew his legs after he left
didn't
Sargrim.
regrow his arm.
Right.
He did.
Oh, did he? I thought
He
got
literally
I
did.
thought he got like.
No,
Yeah,
it got
yeah.
regrown.
Oh, I thought it was a prosthetic.
So I have no proof to know that while he was in Sargrim, he had legs.
That's what it started from.
I said I
Only
assume
for
there
2
are no
seconds.
roads
He
around.
said no
That's no paths or
paths,
roads.
and people still.
And then
walk.
Eric said, "What are you saying about Sargrim?" And I go, "Am I wrong?" And Eric said, "Well, people still walk." And I said, "Well, I don't know. Maybe people in Sargrim." Or I said, "I don't know. People in Sargrim probably don't have legs."
Gotcha.
Are you saying that from Sargrim?
Yeah,
Maybe.
as
Yes,
far
the
as
reverse
as
has to be
possible.
true.
Yeah. All roads
What
lead to
he
Sargrim.
what he now believes
Except for
you are not.
Sargrim.
Only legless people come from Sargrim.
Well, as Emil can attest, people in Sargrim do have legs.
Hmm.
However, there is not a path where you at because people don't go this way.
Yeah.
Because why would they?
Okay, so it's 25 miles, so it's still about a day.
So
Unless it's uneven.
there are paths between the
In the cities.
looking at too many things.
I'm sorry.
It's all right now, man.
I was thinking food.
Yes, there is a path from was it Alsander to Dragon.
Okay, so it'd be about 2 days walk. Do horses exist in Sargrim?
Why are you looking at me? I'm not from Sargrim.
You don't have legs.
You've been proven. Sargrim.
Yeah.
Yeah, horses are in Sargrim. The
Wow.
entire nation is fairly poor. So
Does that mean my money's worth more?
no, it just means they have less.
That means my money's worth more.
No, no.
It's to be able to
Percentage of their
purchase
total
things.
goods.
Yeah.
Yes, I guess.
That's how
But
currency
it's the same money. We don't have dedicated economic systems in Solaire like we do in the world.
Economics
Still the
doesn't
same.
exist in Solaire.
Sargrim uses strictly
That's
electric.
That's a kind of fun idea. It's like a random city.
Your gold and platinum are worthless here.
You have Electrum? Fuck. Only,
No.
only copper.
Only Electrum.
All right, well, are we going to Elsander?
Sure.
Elsander? Sanders ice cream?
Sounds
good
good.
to me.
Sanders ice cream. Is it Elsander or Elsander?
Sander.
So not like that.
Not looking forward to going back into that forest again.
Yeah,
Why?
because they're gonna charge me another 50 gold or some shit.
I mean, two certainties in life: death and taxes.
We already established there's no economy in Solaire. We're in taxes.
So just death.
the Onibam axe. It's still a recognized axe by Onibam.
I don't really
That's it.
remember, or I don't really know what the goal is here because I'm just tagging along. But actually, I sort of do. But I'm gonna let you guys take the lead because I'm just tagging along.
We're going to Dragon.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna go to Alisan.
Alexander,
Alsander first. Alsander first.
you're such an idiot. Listen with your ears.
I don't know why I wanted to be Alisan.
So.
Oh, fun.
Oh. Stop.
That's why we can't do this in person.
There's not enough lag to slow us down.
Okay. So yeah, let's.
This is gonna be a long session, but
It's so
Not because I'm constant.
well.
Yeah, so let's go to Alexander first.
Okay.
Any hazards we should know about, Neil?
The forest.
We got through that.
Exactly.
All right. Well, good.
There aren't like wandering monsters or anything like that.
Probably not more than anywhere else.
Okay, but similar amount to everywhere else.
Should we keep our
Probably.
head down in the city?
Yeah, are people gonna notice that we're weird?
I mean, you are.
Yeah, but will they notice?
They might if you're screaming about justice.
they're so poor they might try to just chip a couple pieces off of you to.
Yeah,
Let's
really.
see if it's
Oh,
possible.
Have you ever seen a Dragonborn before, Sargrim?
have I ever seen a dragonborn before I left? Yes.
Oh, chromatic.
Probably not a metallic one though.
I'll let Yanti.
Yanti?
Yeah.
I've seen a Yanni.
Yanti?
You know what I mean?
Probably not a Yontino. Probably not a Furble either.
Which time you have legs?
I'm the most normal one. You can borrow mine.
You guys, what you guys got to do is you got to do like the midget trench coat, but
Does that mean I
Well-
can be inside Lilith's clothes before Ginge or
well,
Pam?
oh, you're gonna Lilith is gonna remember you and then just
Oh.
like top herself above you, and then you're gonna put a trench coat on. I hope you're strong enough to support Lilith.
I have 7 strength.
So, so yes.
Oh God, I forgot
I know
about
how
the strength scarcity in this campaign. I forgot about the strength scarcity in this campaign.
For as much as I'm aware, snakes are like birds and have hollow bones.
That works for me.
I don't know better.
That's true.
That is
All right, well, so we walk to Elsander.
All right, you walk to Alexander.
You, Joseph, not the ice cream.
He said it.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, you begin walking. Again, it's not really a path, and you're kind of just trudging through, old dead grass. There's kind of just more of a stagnant air than you're used to. Not so much as like the forest necessarily, but it's clear that the dirt here doesn't have a lot of life in it. A lot of it's not very fertile soil from what you can tell.
No farm.
It's just kind of like if you imagine just being in Russia.
wow.
Where's the snow?
Russia with
Without-
them.
Russia with
Oh,
no
okay.
snow. Damn.
So it's just
Might be better.
Wouldn't be as pretty though.
That's true.
it'd just be sad. And that's what this is. Is that perfect?
El Sadder.
Ha.
I mean, isn't most of Russia sad?
But it's pretty.
That's true.
This is the sad without the pretty.
It's pretty unless you're there in the middle of nowhere.
What do you mean the gulags have goulash?
Obviously,
Famously.
it's where the name comes from.
Exactly.
They serve it in little trees. The logs.
How isolationist this nation is. How the heck does anyone live here?
Survive, yeah. How do the people survive?
What do you eat?
Egg.
What do the chickens eat?
The grass is still here.
It's dead.
You saying chickens can't eat dead grass?
Saying it's not as nutritious.
As nutritious.
So there's less chickens. Therefore less eggs.
Well,
Who
we
knows?
eat egg.
There could still be a lot of chickens.
Singular.
They're just not healthy.
Hmm.
You eat eggs.
I say, did I say eggs?
This is fair. You did use the singular. Well, we made it to Usander?
Yeah, it's a fairly uneventful walk. You know, there's not really anything of note. Elsander is a fairly small town. It doesn't really have a lot going for it. There are some small fields
Guess that answers the
surrounding
question
it. What?
of the fact how do people eat? There's just not a lot of them.
People.
No, I just meant there's not enough food to sustain them. I didn't mean they eat them each other.
I know what you meant. And I know what I meant.
If the food's not good enough at the inn,
Yeah.
food's going to be good enough somewhere.
All right. So there's
Yeah, so it's maybe like 30 people total in this village. Small fields that
30 people.
have not doing particularly well crops.
We listen and we don't judge.
I mean, this city, as you can see in the map, compared to the rest of Sargrim, is just not really anywhere. You know, doesn't have that much going
I
for
feel
it.
like most of Sargrim is kind of just not really.
This is also true,
Hmm.
but they don't
We're about
have
Port City.
the mountains.
Yeah, but
or
nobody
the
can
lake.
travel them.
90% of this trip is going to be Killibrand going, damn, you live like this?
I, for the most part, say this actually out.
I believe it. That's the reason why I keep it quiet. Oh,
So what's the goal here?
Amelia.
Yeah, but like, I assume you have a plan.
Well, at the moment, we're going to the inn where I talked to the guy who knows
about
where to start him.
We're gathering information.
Okay. The inn is in.
Capital.
Okay.
So, I assume you're just going to spend the night here. For simplicity's sake, I'll say that that is the case, even though mathematically it may not work out exactly like that. Just so you can have a fun time here at the inn. It's like 2 rooms total. They're both empty, so you're good. But be able to stop in after a tired little hike after walking through all that forest and then some just to get here. And yeah, innkeeper is a gruff looking dude who seems very surprised to have customers.
how much for the rooms?
Gold each. Breakfast is included.
I'll give him 5 gold.
He looks very surprised. And then he just kind of straightens himself up a little bit.
Straightens his non-existent tie.
Yeah. It's like dust off the shoulder, like, of course.
It's like, fuck, I'm in the presence of oil.
Yeah. Got a big spender over here.
I am made of silver.
Didn't know there was someone. All right. Well, yes, our finest rooms.
I actually giggle at that. Yes, thank you.
And he will take you to the finest
The
rooms,
finest rooms.
which consist of 2 worn beds, a chair, and a desk.
They have a cuck chair? Like
They have-
any
Good hotel. Yeah,
See?
that's what makes these the finest rooms. He just pulls the chair up from the tavern.
Yeah, just puts it in the corner.
Yeah.
Yo, Ginge.
I guess I should probably remove the horse from my inn.
Did
Yeah, I mean,
was the height of
completely
Stargrim's history
hanging out
before
here.
the Reaper's Force was established?
Are you asking me as the DM,
DM.
or the okay?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Wait, what did you ask?
The height of Sargrim as a nation.
Was before the Reaper's Forest.
I think we talked about this last time.
Right.
But the Reaper's Forest popped up after the Sargrim and Arlen
Which
War,
was,
the second war, which was right timeline.
yeah, like how many years ago?
Let's see.
Just from the dice.
Yeah, definitely long enough that people don't remember a Sargrim that was prosperous and thriving.
Yeah.
That's us.
Yeah.
The Reaper's Forest popped up at the end of the Sargrim War, which was about 1,500 years ago.
So a long time.
So how are we gonna be splitting up the rifts? I'm assuming it's gonna be Kilbrand and I in one, and most likely Emil and someone in the other.
Mallory's with us also, don't forget.
Oh shit.
Oh shit!
Do I get the cook chair?
I don't know why. I just imagine just us sitting down at the table and you're
All
You just
sitting-
all look.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's pretty accurate. Yeah. I mean,
I'll sleep outside.
okay.
Doesn't look like they're prepared for 5 people.
Yeah. Sure. So we're going to talk to a guy. And then what?
Get information.
And when he gives us the information, we leave.
I don't know.
we might pursue a lead that he gives us if we want to learn even more.
And if he doesn't give us a lead, we leave.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Who knows? We'll find out when we get there.
That's
Well, I mean, you should know what to do. I mean, like, there are 2 options: we get a lead or we don't.
Sure.
If we get a lead, we pursue it.
Right.
If we don't get a lead, do you have something else you want to do here, or do you want to just leave?
Thank you, but also.
So if we think of something else on the way there, we'll do
I
that.
say probably because there's a thing called unforeseen circumstances.
true. By the way, Emil, how is the Sword of Sargrim? I kind of lower my voice. Like, how is the Sword of Sargrim? Is it pointing right now?
I'm guessing in the but basically,
Pointing south.
I was like southwest-ish from where we discussed last time.
Yeah, I can't see where exactly you guys are.
I mean, yeah,
Southish.
yeah. I was like, I thought I figured we discussed before, but it was like in that general direction
Mm-hmm.
that it's somewhere within what's
When we exit Sargrim, I take it we're going to go south then?
it'd be cool.
Why did we go in the place that we did? Is that because there's just happened to be a town there?
There
and
was
that's
like
just-
the little
In the where you went in
Yeah.
the Reaper's Forest? Yeah, there was a town there and there's a closest to the west end.
I think we're
Yeah.
also meeting up with Mallory.
yeah, isn't that where we
Yeah.
met up with Mallory? Was like the little base of
wondering
opera.
if there was
Base of
any
operations.
particular reason why we went to that specific place and we shouldn't go through a different place.
I think we left horses there, but
That's true.
That's. We have horses, but other than that, I don't think we have any real reason to go back to very specific stuff.
Also, I'm aware unforeseen circumstances exist, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't have a plan for ideas.
we'll say probably.
So if nothing else happens, you would like to leave if we don't get a lead.
Probably.
Well, if nothing else happens, that leaves no room for unforeseen circumstances. It's still probably.
Maybe.
Why can't you answer the question?
I don't know. I haven't thought of anything right this second.
Okay, well, let's think. So if nothing else happens, so no thinking necessary. Would you like to leave if we don't find something else, or is there something else to do?
At this moment, I legitimately don't know. There's a thing called thinking on things.
So at this moment, the only thought you have would be to leave afterwards if we don't get a lead.
If you read between lines,
I don't need to read
yes.
between lines. I would like to have an upfront conversation so we can have clear goals and pursue things in the most efficient manner so that we can get what we want and actually find the information we need. What's the point of having an obscure line? It makes things harder for us to figure out, get things easier, and work together so that we can pursue our goals.
I question, Lilith, did you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, very much so.
You're an idiot.
Someone is just
What's wrong with pursuing our goals clearly?
I answered the question.
someone
It
was
wasn't
just
the exact
opens up
words you
his
liked.
And I asked a clarification, and you insisted on not answering the question.
Sure, we can go back if we find 0 leads and no unforeseen circumstances that we cannot plan for.
I don't understand why you are intentionally being difficult.
I don't understand why you don't understand words.
It's not about the understanding of the words. It's about working together and not intentionally confusing.
It wasn't intentional.
At the end of that sentence, you said that we cannot. That implies that you're showing that the question itself is worthless. Why do you need to emphasize that without just saying, "All right, well, if that's what you want to know, yes," and then move on?
Killibrand, you fight in the front line, yes?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Carry on.
See, this is clear communication. Yes or no answers. You want information, ask for it, and get it, and then you can think about what to do next. Silmanor is a fantastic example of this. And you've been traveling with this whole time. And in my experience, Lilith does a fantastic.
As a reminder, the conditions that were described when we set out for this mission, that you have stolen the sword of Sargrim. We need to find proof that you have had a reason to do so. And that is why we're doing this. So, base your opinions off of that. If you do not find sufficient evidence, I will take the sword back.
Stolen is a strong word.
Lightly borrowed.
So probably not then.
All right. Well, we should start thinking about things to do other than leave if we don't find the information we want.
That's fair.
You're the one that this is for, and you're the one that's from here, so you're going to have the most information.
True.
So it would be helpful if you would be cooperative in trying to think of ideas.
I wasn't trying to be uncooperative, and I will apologize for something.
I appreciate that, and I'm sorry for being so minute. Thank you.
What's up, man? What was that? That was it.
This is called character development.
On both ends.
Do you have any ranged specialties?
I do, yes. I can shoot a line of elemental energy up to 30 feet. And I have a cone breath as well, which is 15 feet.
Okay.
I can also fly in the air, and I can shoot it down, the cone down, so it's a circle, which would be 15 feet in diameter.
And I know I've seen you use some healing items before. Do you specialize in healing items?
I do not specialize in it, no. I have cure wounds that I can use once per long rest. And I do also have a healing potion.
All right. And would you consider yourself a tank?
No.
I'll consider myself.
I am made of metal, though. No, I am frankly rather frail. Though I am good at avoiding damage.
Very well. All right. And,
I have 3 basic healing potions.
Good to know. Thank you.
I also love how this was like the perfect example of like just when I sounded like we were like each other. Like, all right, cool. Of also just how most of our quote unquote arguments go, but we never actually like we just get so heated, but we never actually mad at each other.
but I can't let it go.
No, of course not.
It happened.
That would be admitting defeat.
Exactly.
Until one of us is proven wrong.
Well, I suppose we sleep.
All right, you sleep.
And it's morning.
It is not a very good sleep.
True. Me.
I imagine for later downtime, it's going to be sparse across the board.
Yeah. For harvesting.
All right, so you get to your breakfast. Table is, it's at least set up for you.
What
There
is
is a small plate with a small hard-boiled egg. There's no silverware. There is water that is maybe not a color you're comfortable with.
Maybe that some people aren't.
Sure.
Well, you weren't lying when you said egg.
I told you. Egg singular.
Okay, I eat egg.
It's disappointing.
I eat egg. It tastes like home.
Tastes like
Just like you remember.
Just like the days.
Okay. Well,
Nothing else to do, so
suppose we walk to Dragon.
You go out of the tavern.
What?
Mallory's waiting for you. It's really cold outside when it's night.
Ah, I wish I can sleep outside next time. I like the cold.
I'm considering it. It's also not like particularly warm here either. It's maybe 45 degrees. It is winter. But
45 degrees in the winter ain't
that.
good.
You know that. Bad.
Solaire in general doesn't really super bad, except for Verity and maybe parts of Gadelia and
Yeah.
Eric. Emil would know that all the stuff west of here also does get pretty bad at the winter, as runoff from the peaks, which kind of floods a lot of things and freezes.
no, when he said 45 degrees the amount in Celsius, it is on everywhere is on fire right now.
It's horrible. Then.
Oh, God.
Seems like the temperature is very similar to Beardy, don't you think?
I mean, almost didn't notice. Doesn't feel much of anything.
Verity is more like 10, where you're,
Yeah.
and where Yee, it's like negative 20.
So this is warm for us.
If anything, it's more like a pleasant chill after the warm weather we've been starting to grow accustomed to.
Yeah. So you keep up your hike. You have a path this time. There's no people on the path. Literally zero. Get all the way there without seeing any living thing. In fact, you're Drigan. Drigan is actually a fairly large city.
Compared to the other cities? Like, is it bigger than
Compared to most other cities you've seen, not Eden. Probably not most of the other capitals that you've seen.
Like, not bigger than.
Probably not bigger than Faltar. Definitely not bigger than Gadelia's capital.
Like the Goodbye.
Yeah. Verity's is probably a similar size. I think that was small. But it does kind of build up into the mountains fairly well.
Okay.
And so you're able to see a lot of it at once. And most importantly, you see a large castle up in the mountains more.
Well, that's a nice surprise.
Who's the current leader of Sargrim? Nobody knows.
There wasn't an invite.
Mallory, you don't know who the current leader is.
Well, that
We sent an invitation in here to see whoever the leader was, invite them, and our messengers got killed. So
well, that's fantastic.
So
Whatever
we're
that-
probably in the fort.
yes, assume. Unless you know, I don't know. Well, it was on Exarch. You saw it.
Yeah, they died.
Yeah. So
Great.
yes, they died en route.
Nobody's known about this leader of Sargrim for 15.
Nope. I mean, nobody really gets through the Reaper's Forest. People stop trying, and word doesn't come out. People never really do.
They need a reason to go there.
Yeah, people need a reason to go in, and they have plenty of reason.
And most
it's
people in
just-
Sargrim have to go out.
I mean, it's pretty rough here. It seems like a good reason.
Yeah, but most people don't think the risk is worth it.
That's fair.
A means to go home.
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of just ran.
Does Dragon look like it's a well put together
Yeah,
city?
the
Is there
assistance of a
any
Reaper.
shanty
That's fair.
town? Or, like, looks like a population of people.
Green's built very well. The craftsmanship is pretty clean, pretty well done. But there's not very many people here.
Hmm.
It's kind of like half ghost town. Like there's twice as many buildings as you can see for every person, basically. People here seem to be just kind of from a larger variety of walks of life. There are some attic dragonborns. That's not a. He said it's egg.
I thought I had a feeling.
Yeah, a decent variety of people between like just kind of humans and some elves, drow.
Does the infrastructure look well kept, or like it's falling?
Not well kept necessarily. No, it's not necessarily falling apart. But you know, as you pass by some abandoned storefronts, and you see a lot of just dust build up, and you know everything is still structured, functionally deserted.
I'm gonna go read.
Up until like right
Three-
before the
3 months.
original clash.
It looks the same as when you were here.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly what we said when we were describing it. But it's the
I
same.
believe so, yeah.
I'll just screw whatever I said back then. This is it.
As one does. It's only recorded for us, no one else.
Yeah.
People go back.
Exactly.
Never. I've tried to watch like some of the old ones, and the quality is just such crap.
We go back to look for very specific details.
Yeah.
But like half the sessions are too loud. I don't even think there was music in here.
I think there was.
I know there's a watermark the entire time.
Oh yeah.
Halfway through the music track, it just goes audio jungle.
All right. Well,
Yeah, so you know where the place is, and you are familiar enough with the castle up there being obviously the capital castle of was Amelia Sargrim's was or still is as you
Yeah.
people here just kind of go along with what they're doing. There are some lines that go out into the mountains that people seem to just generally work at to not like
fair enough.
That's also fair.
So yeah, just so you know, there is 2 cleric churches. Okay.
Let's.
They are? Okay, cool.
Just in case there's anything important in that I actually wrote down that will be necessary.
Perhaps I love Selenor hiding in the.
Not really hiding in the corner as just kind of sitting across the table, kind of.
Like color.
Yeah. Just like, pass me the green crayon.
Here. Yeah, so people are just kind of doing general things. You know, they go into the mines here that people just get coal out of
That's
to
good.
warm themselves. Again, here there are also a couple fields, some
What crops do they grow?
I say potatoes, but then it's
Just rush.
Really? yeah,
Gators?
potatoes and wheat generally.
Yo,
Yeah,
do they drink fike?
I don't know if I want to do that.
It's just Russia.
Have some livestock, generally sick,
Chickens.
generally chickens. Um,
Maybe some ducks.
not
Eggs.
I like to imagine we never see a chicken ever. It's
Just
always
eggs.
This is like, where do you think I can go?
exactly, yeah.
It's like, you don't ask.
There's just like empty coops.
Dog.
That's where they keep the UNT hidden spot just to lay eggs.
Oh, no! Oh, no! Is there?
Lilith, do you lay eggs?
I never really thought about
So maybe.
Won't find out.
Is there any species that seems to be more common than any other
Human.
human? Okay.
Well, at least in the very least, it doesn't seem like this area is being, you know, have an aggressive. I don't feel
Nobility.
ready here. Yeah.
So, who killed the messengers? Was it the Reapers?
The Reapers.
Yeah.
We just had that conversation.
Okay.
Yeah, finale the
Uh,
Reapers.
Emil saw them.
Some people here seem to be doing some kind of basic magics, with varying degrees of success. Seems like some of the older people are a good deal more adept than some of the other people. You know, they're just setting fires to try and warm themselves, or you know,
Because they eat the coal?
heat the
Yes.
coal.
Okay.
If it pressurizes inside them, it'll become a diamond, then they can sell it for money.
There's no
They can heat themselves.
diamonds are only valuable if you have the
I mean, I can imagine
value.
Sargrim being one of those places that just has a ton of valuable items, but nothing to use them on.
Like Russia.
Yeah, I mean, as you may know from your time that you've spent here, the mines have plenty more than just coal. They
Yeah.
just only care about the
Yeah.
coal.
Hmm.
They don't really have great means of doing more with the rest of it. They don't really. Yeah, they don't really seem particularly well armed. I mean, you haven't seen a single monster outside of the forest.
Maybe we could become the leader. I don't actually say that.
If you said something like that, I had to say something afterwards.
Well, I can imagine. I can only imagine how overwhelming it would be to go to Eden after growing up in this place with so little people.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Hell, even Brislick had a decent amount of people. Hmm.
Is this in person of yours a friend?
I talked to him one time.
So yes, we really hit.
Do we expect that if you just ask about Amelia Sargrim, he will tell you no issue?
I mean, he talked about it before.
Okay.
What does this guy look like?
See, want to know the funny thing is, I wrote down the name of the inn. I didn't even write down the man's name.
I think I even mentioned the man.
I was like, did you even give him a name? That's also what I was. Was he?
We're
given-
here. The only thing we know is we're looking for a guy. We don't know what his name is or what he looks like.
Yeah, but I know
His
what they.
profession.
I know what inn he works
Where
in.
he works.
And do you think?
What he likes to
I
talk.
was like, do you think other people are going to be in the inn? We are established.
Yeah.
No.
we walk in. There's like 4 guys there. We're like, shit.
Like, all right, where are we going? We're going to Sargrim. All right, what are we looking for? We're looking for a guy. All right, okay, a guy. Who's this guy? Well, he's a guy. And
Yep.
I know where he works. Okay. Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
Let's hope he didn't go and swap professions. Oh,
yeah, let's meet and get a job. While we're talking, is it possible for me to peer into the windows?
Of
Like the
what?
buildings? Just
Any building?
I want to see if there's like any actual life, or is it like is there any
Look like
that,
people live in all the buildings.
did it leave like in a hurry? Or...
No, it's not necessarily like it's a hurry. It's just like, some of the buildings on more of that ring aren't used anymore. People try to tend to stay more on the inside unless they're farmers kind of, and then they stay a little more on the outside where the fields are. People have more just kind of gathered together, and so they don't really have need of things anymore.
Okay.
Free house. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like,
guys, we'll make a bastion in Sargrim.
Do we know if teleportation works out of Sargrim?
I have no idea.
I'm asking now.
Oh. Um. It seems to get a little bit funky around here. But we don't have like a circle or anything in here, so we don't have anything to really do.
We tried casting
But-
teleport spells.
It seems to have a little bit more difficulty, but apparently it has worked previously, but we haven't had much success replicating it.
yeah, that's what I would assume. From this.
Like people have tried after that and it fails.
It just doesn't quite hone in on the right spot.
Right, but that would presumably be better than going through.
Unless,
If it works.
unless you wind up in the forest.
People have teleported in random places around, so they're trying to get to.
Oh,
When you said not honing in on the right spot, that sounds
Sorry,
like
not
you end up in Zaphil instead of the
very,
Derrigan, which
very
is like
not- yes.
in other words, roll a dice, see where you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Possibly like the ocean type of like teleportation. I don't think that's the best idea.
The woman with the fishes today.
we don't really know if teleportation actually Sargrim better.
There's no
That would require to be in Sargrim.
Well, I said it's worked before.
They made it out of Sargrim. That's all I remember. It was a long time ago that people actually tried this, and they decided that it really wasn't worth it.
Yeah, no, I can just tell a random place and sometimes it
Mhm.
On the bright side, it doesn't kill them.
well
So
random
outright.
place, yes. That's some
I've
I'm
heard
not
people teleporting into the middle of Blizzard and Verity or deep in the jungle,
Bungle.
Yo, jungle.
deep in the jungle, and
Jungle, but
meeting issues there, but not outright just dying.
That's a trouble. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna try the dungleberries.
That's what I literally when you said bungle. The spider's nest.
Yeah. So you guys wander around. The spider's nest is fairly in the middle of the city.
Oh, that's in Paul, isn't it? But no.
Yes, it's a bar. There is no in.
Use free hand.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just plain one.
Yeah, you head there. It's kind of in the middle of the city, kind of not necessarily up the mountain, but just like close to the mountain face. And you arrive. It is from the outside, it is a very unassuming bar. There's no signs, so food must be really good.
Best ramen you'll ever have.
Looks very beaten down. There are dirty windows.
Like more beaten down than the other buildings.
Not where the people are buildings and like the inner area. More actually like the outer ring, where people aren't anymore.
But this building is in the area.
Yes,
But it looks like it's in the alley.
yes.
Mm. Is there cobwebs?
Yeah.
They said that.
It's for the aesthetic purposes. It's not build
Yeah,
up.
definitely wasn't the purpose. Was it definitely?
Well,
Definitely a design choice.
Yes.
we did that. Yes,
Keep things in that.
All right. Well,
it's kind of in like a side part of the inner circle where more of an alleyway off the path. So yeah,
how did you end up at this bar?
I got a lead.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, that was about it for
I
sure.
just wasn't sure if like this is where you lived and big bar in town, and there's part of the bartender one.
Yep.
Maybe he's just a new bartender.
Do you have any family here?
Anywhere?
I have family.
Okay.
your family's all in Rustic Bar.
Yeah, I was like, yeah. It's really good. I was like, yeah, not here, but
Any interest in going and seeing them after this?
maybe.
Okay.
Depends.
Oh, no.
Moving on.
This is one day kilometer with push. Why don't we get me straight into your family?
Got daddy issues.
That's gonna be the worst recording ever.
And then we find out when you didn't hit record.
No. We're all having fun.
It's like 80% just nothingness.
What do you mean? This is all gold.
It's 80% nothingness, interrupted by like 10% description and 10% Kilobrand and Emil fighting.
Yep.
And the bruh sound effect.
Yeah.
All right, so you push open the doors of the spider's nest, and you look inside, and it is a very nice bar.
Really?
It is very empty, incredibly empty. There is only the bartender, who is polishing a glass
Perpetually.
perpetually
Okay.
on a very clean wooden bar. The walls are lined with various paintings, pictures, drawings, all of the above. Different memories and stuff.
They have a wide selection of liquor. No.
Aged for thousands of years, potentially.
I love how it's so empty you have to see it twice.
Hmm.
Empty. Very empty.
There was one guy.
It just has the aura of nobody having been.
Don't have to clean if you don't have customers.
What do you think he's doing right now?
That's not true. That's just
That's true.
But
He just does that
there
for
is no
fun.
dust still across the entire bar. There are some little booths, a bunch of tables, some bar stools. And as you enter, this man just keeps looking down. He blinks, pauses for a second, looks up, sees Emil,
Yep.
goes back and cleaning.
Yep.
It takes a second to process, and then doesn't care anymore.
Oh,
You notice he did not do that when you came the first time.
Yeah.
I will slide 3 gold on the table and I'll say, your finest wood rhyme.
Will take the bottle, place it down, does not take the gold, keeps polishing his glass.
I'll say I'll also walk up and you're like, hello?
I hope that picked up. He grunts.
It's like, I'm sure you don't remember me. I looked different. And then I'll transform back into Rickard.
Can I just see? I want to clock all the entrances.
There is just that one entrance, and then one behind the bar.
I'm gonna get ready to just run.
Don't mind the bar.
Not going to. I'm just like ready to just jump over.
I'm gonna sit down and is there a glass or is there just a bottle? Fine. And start drinking.
And then you just can't unpop the bottle.
Yeah, make a.
Oh no!
Yes.
I
Yeah.
haven't uncorked a bottle in a long time, and I did.
Is there
really,
a cork?
I did a
of
really
wine?
bad job.
Is
Yes.
is it a really old bottle?
Yes.
It would need dexterity.
Okay.
So it makes it so that make sure that the cork doesn't crumble.
So do we want to do
Sleight.
sleight of hand?
Sure.
Okay. Still not fantastic. I'd like to give myself guidance. Okay.
That's not bad.
Okay. All right, that's a 17.
Yeah, it is a very old bottle, so you feel like the corks start to like crumble a little bit, but you reposition to try and avoid that, and you successfully uncork it.
No, take a swig.
All right.
Empty bar, and then interrogation, and one really raging alcoholic. So I'm like,
It's a really good wine. It's clearly very, very old. I don't know anything else about wine. That's all I get.
Yeah.
it's full body,
Yeah.
and that's the only.
Is it more dry or
What the?
It's a liquid.
Red wine is typically dry.
okay? Yeah, I know.
Is dry good? Is that a good thing?
It can be.
There, one is not better than the other.
Yeah, it's just
That's a
preference.
preference.
I don't know. It's a good wine.
Okay.
There you go. It's what you like.
All right. Cool.
He looks up and once again, you're still alive. Glances and sees you as a card now, and goes back. Didn't expect to see you again.
Yeah. I came back to learn more about Amelia and try to figure out what happened, improve, and like try to help these people learn that she's not really the tyrant that everyone believes. And I pop out the sword of Sargrim. Broken in half.
Sets the glass down.
Elcats.
He picks up the sword, looks at it, eyes it back down in front of you. Doesn't look familiar to me.
Say this is apparently the sword that she used.
Yeah, I never knew her like that. I only ever knew her before that. Person that I hear she had become. Has become? I don't know. He'll step off from behind the bar and go to one of the pictures, the same picture that you initially clocked, take it down and put it on the bar in front of you all. This is a picture of the front of the bar. Very nice. Very clean, tuned up. And a lot of people in front of it, including the bartender in front. And Amelia Sargrim, who is not wearing the armor that she has been wearing in all the other pictures you've seen of her, such as like in the books that you guys saw in Eden, but is just wearing I think it's just what you're wearing.
Yeah.
That same outfit basically. And she is raising a glass and smiling. And written on the picture is "Long live the nest," signed by E.S. That's what I was wondering. Yeah. It's all just written in the grass. And there is actual grass in the picture, not in real life.
My word. Huh. To think Sargrim looked like this at one point.
It used to be nice. People used to enjoy being here. And Amelia Sargrim was a kind and generous person. He was a friend to all, and the city thrived under her leadership. She read a lot, she wrote a lot, and she gave back to the community. That was, man, thousands of years ago now. But
What race does this man look like?
he just looks like a human.
Could I make an insight check to see if I think he's of sound mind?
Yeah, I'm doing the same thing, please. I don't necessarily care about his sound mind. I just want to know, trying to figure out if this guy is.
26.
What do I want to know about?
Yeah, it seems pretty
I mean, is he? Yeah, I mean, I guess sound mind in the same in a sense, but like, obviously, like lying. Like, is he lying or is he lying to himself? Both. Both. I'm not gonna roll nearly as well. Heck was that? 19.
It doesn't sound like he's lying or insane. He just sounds broken. It's hard to judge what this guy really is. Why he's clearly been here for a long time.
Yeah, I was Amelia Sargrim.
And he hasn't moved since you were here, doing the same exact thing.
Like that.
He's not even doing that.
Did not pick up. But
It's clear that he hasn't really seen people in a long time. But he clearly remembers that age very fondly, very desperately missing it.
you mentioned a person that she has become. Is this what you've seen her become or what you've heard about?
Just what I've heard.
Can I ask you what your name is?
No, I didn't prepare for that. My name is Jeremy.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Jeremy. I didn't want to address you in a different matters. Seems like you're going to be giving us a good amount of information.
A pencil.
Good thing I'd like to inquire about, but it's not really necessary. Since it seems like you've been here for a while, is there some sort of
This is
government?
Jeremy. I don't know.
Have you left this bar since? When's the last time you left this bar? Do you remember the last time you left this bar?
Outside of just being in the bar's general vicinity, I have not left this bar.
And no authorities have ever addressed
Nobody's come in here in a couple thousand years.
no
besides you.
taxes. I see why people say. Like,
Okay.
Smart.
So,
What was I doing?
So,
in a radius of 60 feet, I know all locations of celestial fiend and undead.
He is an undead.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
mm,
That's what I figured.
I mean, clearly he looks like a well-maintained one.
assume. Tell us that right.
Yeah, I'm like,
You're an undead. Well, that sounds
doing a
that's a little
device?
harsh.
Are there any flowers in any of the pictures? Is there any that are like show up multiple times?
Any, I guess, was it are that shows up multiple times in different pictures?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Are there any flowers that are seen around Amelia's home?
Yeah, I mean they're all kind of standing in the grassy front lawn-ish of it. And yeah, there are some around here.
Aside from her, was there anyone else in the picture? Is there anyone else in the picture besides her?
Yeah, and all of the pictures on the walls, there's different, people just hanging out in the bar and the lawn, just drinking, just generally having a good time. Just memories captured and through there.
Is he in any of?
Yes.
He's always been here.
Have you ever been inside the castle before?
No.
Is he with her in any of the paintings?
Yeah, in that first one, he is like right next to her in the center of the picture with a bunch of other people in front of the bar on the grass, with flowers and grass. Like,
I might take a smaller journey to the castle if you guys
Well,
don't mind.
no, you should wait because we're probably gonna go there after.
He knows her, but he hasn't seen the blade.
Well, because yeah,
You saw the last time you saw Amelia was before she went to war.
I see.
yes.
Do you? When's
After that, people stopped coming here, so I didn't really find out what happened.
Do you remember when the last her was and what she was doing or saying?
She was same old Amelia, laughing, having a good time, reading in the corner a little bit. She spent a lot of time here.
And how
Just-
long? Sorry.
Just hanging out, drinking with me and other friends.
Are any of those other friends still around?
Not as far as I know. They at least don't visit here anymore.
How long before the war? Between the last time you saw her and the war started?
I'm not sure exactly when the war started, but maybe a couple of months. She just stopped showing up.
Not enough time for a massive personality.
Right.
did,
I
well,
assume.
the last time she was here, did she say anything unusual?
No. I was kind of blindsided, to be honest.
By the war?
How
Yes, and what I was hearing of her, but also just by her not showing up again.
Including what you were hearing during the start of the war and stuff?
how much time passed between her last appearance at the bar and the war with?
We just asked that question.
Oh, my sorry.
Yeah.
Well, a couple months. Sorry.
A couple months after that, I stopped getting visitors.
Was she known to be a prolific patron of this bar?
Yes.
Do you suspect that that's part of the reason why people stopped showing up? Or do you suspect that the
Yes,
reason
there was definitely a vibe shift after she stopped showing up.
Right.
Where it became harder to get people interested. They had less want to celebrate like
Forgive me for my bluntness, but how is it that you've remained here for so long?
well, because I was asked to take care of the bar.
by Amelia?
I don't know.
You don't. Do I believe him? 26.
You believe me. He was a very straightforward guy.
I know. Still gotta jump. If you didn't hear that, Matt or Silmanor asked, "What did you ask?"
How is it that
Oh,
you
yes.
remained here for so long?
Your response was because I was asked to take care of the bar, said by Amelia, and he says I don't. And I believe I roll a 26 and I believe.
All right.
So are you a construct of some sort? A outer being of the outer planes? Or were you born?
No,
Are you aware of what you are right now?
I think so.
Are you aware of what he is right now?
Very much so. If you guys were any curious, he is definitely undead.
Does he respond to that at all?
Doesn't seem bothered by it.
Hmm.
Come to terms with it. I was created for the purpose of tending this farm. I don't remember who by.
Well, I'd like to compliment you on that. It's a very lovely place.
Thank you. I try very hard.
If you don't mind, real quick, and I'll just like grab a painting and just like look behind it, see if there's anything on the back of like the frame. No. Right.
I will use my free detect magic. See if I get any pings around as I walk around the barn.
Not really. It seems like there are light traces in some of the bottle.
Green poison.
What
And he
school
is-
of magic?
There it is.
Enchantment, probably.
Just overkill in your mind.
What do you want for your wine or your information in general?
Nothing.
Is there any way we can help you?
He kind of looks to the bar and then looks at the painting again. I think I would like to see your friend again.
I think we would like that too. Would you be willing to help us attempt to make that happen?
Yes. I can't leave the bar, but if you need information about the city,
But you don't know if there's a
but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know recent.
Interesting.
Again, all of my points of contact thousands of years ago.
I imagine Mallory has more information about it than.
and Mallory has no information.
Yeah.
Or I'm gonna try something. Do you know what the things we do not dare remember are?
The answer to that question would be no.
I was like trying to analyze Ethan's face so much. I was just like, is there like some fucking like sleeper agent thing?
That's basically what I'm trying. Yeah.
I don't write that down.
I think it's also in the Discord channel.
I don't know what to ask this.
Yeah.
Black iceberg joker? I don't know.
I think I wrote down
What's his favorite color?
words there. Hold on. I'm finding
He's just gonna say I don't.
I don't know, Mr. Bros.
It could just be the color of the bar. Yeah. Color was the predominance in it.
Oh, okay. I don't know what it means, but that's what was in the back of Amelia's book, right?
Yeah, I was like, I didn't know because if you knew, because when I got it, the letters were all jumbled and weird.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Alright.
I know she loved that book, but it's not even a part of the book, so I don't know what it actually was.
Do we know if the war ever to room proper? Like was there with your battles that happened in Sargrim?
Mm.
We don't know, or there weren't.
You know that it was mostly fought elsewhere.
Hmm.
I don't think you'd know necessarily if there were any battles that were fought, but the first war was primarily fought in what is now. The second one was fought in what is now.
And Sargrim initiated the first war, and then the second war.
Yes. Sargrim definitely initiated the first one. The second one was more just like Sargrim was being a dick neighbor and or no, screw you, we're fighting back.
Hmm. So rubbish.
Do you know of any place in the city where histories were kept?
Histories? In the castle.
Yeah, I figured as much. Should we make our way?
Well, let's start.
Did Amelia confide in you?
For some things. She, talked about how she dreamed of becoming a writer originally, and then how she started doing it more and more. That's kind of a big thing. She's a
Right.
pretty open person.
And Amelia was the Queen Empress,
Empress.
material leader Empress.
I mean, I'm
Even when, like, even before the war, she would get.
She's that just how she liked to be called. She thought it was cool.
Understandable.
That is
She had to, forge a piece off of the Torrid Empire to create this place after seeing all the atrocities that Torrid Empire.
Do we know the tragedies of?
You know that they were the people that attacked that temple in the jungle.
But like, is it public now?
No.
Is the Torrid Emperor's existence,
Yes.
and everybody thinks they're just fine?
it's an empire.
Well, yes, but like, so is
People don't really think about it anymore, to be honest. They got completely wiped out.
no positive
Thousands of
negative.
years. I mean, they wiped out. A little over 2,000 years ago,
You said
about 2.5.
they brokered a peace with them
No,
or fought them off.
Who
Amelia Sargrim did what with the Torrid
just
Empire?
broke off of the Torrid Empire.
Oh, broke
from
off.
Sargrim.
I see. Okay.
Amelia. How long did she live?
As Ethan cross-references all his notes.
Amelia said you had reason to believe that Amelia Sargrim's still alive.
Well,
She lived about 2,000 years before the war.
Very
Oh.
plausible,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, fair.
but we think,
I was alive for about half of that.
and one other thing I was going to ask you too. You vetted Amelia Sargrim quickly after you became alive.
Yes.
Perhaps someone at her court.
Or her.
Sure.
Was I gonna ask? Is it believed public that Amelia Sargrim died in the war? Or we just nobody knows what
so
happened?
then she sort of just
I don't know.
No, I'm not asking. I'm asking what's public.
Yeah.
Like, what do
It-
we what
it
do
is-
we believe about
It is.
like,
You all
in the
believe
history?
that she is dead.
But do we believe that she was killed in the war, or do we just believe that nobody heard? Assume she's like, was there like a battle that was like written? Like, if we read a history book about the Sargrim
And then
And this battle
Amelia
happened
died.
down dot and
Yeah,
died.
yeah. Or is it
just
she?
like and the
It's
war
more
ended
like-
and nobody she's dead.
You at least haven't heard from her, but in the end-ish of the Sargrim Arlen War, there was a fierce battle, and
She participated.
she
in that.
participated in the battle
But there's
and
not
was
a
not seen
much.
afterwards.
Assumed dead, not
Assumed
confirmed.
dead. So
As
Your
some of you maybe noted also, though, in the plays that they were doing before the original Compass Clash, in the battle that took place in modern-day Eden, she was killed there.
in the play.
Right.
In the play, they depicted her as being killed and falling off a cliff nearby, which isn't like obviously she's dead, but that is what is depicted, and that is what is commonly known as what happened. in the
So
battle.
Very dust
Emil,
bringer of
then your reason for believing that she's
parallels with dust
is
bringer
or maybe
falling off a
still
cliff.
alive, and before the war, and the fact that no confirmation of death,
Correct.
there's nothing. I don't mean to mean your belief. I'm just asking if there's anything that we should know about.
I don't believe so.
Okay.
To confirm,
That seems
Amelia
like-
Sargrim appeared like species as a human, yes? Or am I wrong?
Sorry?
She appears as a human, you said?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
At least appears because obviously lived thousands of years.
Right.
Yes.
You could be undead.
Right. I'm just nothing, just crackpot theories in the back of my mind. That's all.
Are you saying that I'll
Or was that you just confirming us?
That's just confirming in my head.
So is Jeremy paler than normal?
everyone in Sargrim is paler?
Does he have like fangs?
Spawning out
Good
of
reflection.
Just trying to figure out if the man's
Which
He
brand
used to
of
stay.
undead is? He'll lop his arm
Does
off.
he have screws coming out of his ears?
Does he have a giant bolt on one side of his head?
Does he twist it around? Thinking.
Every does have like a where she's like fucking to him, she's like, yeah, no, that's normal.
Everyone has those.
Yeah, of course.
All right. Well, you've been here for so long. I don't imagine you anytime.
I imagine not.
If
Though perhaps I wouldn't mind.
Has anybody come here between the time you last spoke to Emil and now?
Between then and now, no.
Also, real quick, do you mind if I just look behind like the back room in the bar?
Sure.
I'm just gonna go back there. I'm just gonna just look around, just to see if there's anything of note.
Mhm.
I'm sure the man would be willing to tell, but also there could just be something he legitimately doesn't know.
Also, as you keep drinking this wine, you notice that you're not making in the
Oh,
oh,
That's a natural 20 for a total of 30.
You go behind the bar, in the back room. It's a fairly standard back room. It's got a good number of just like barrels of different wines and other drinks. And some just like empty shelves. And you're doing apparently a really thorough investigation. So as you're kind of peeking around, you notice that one of the large barrels behind you see a little sliver of black. So you look behind it and peek, and you see a hole in the wall.
Oh,
how big of a
Person-sized hole. Perfectly concealed, almost, behind this barrel.
hey, Jeremy,
Yes?
can you come here real quick?
We will walk up.
Do you know what's behind here?
Oh, yeah. That's Amelia's secret entrance. She used it when she wanted to get away, come here, trying to avoid some royal duties.
So is it safe to say this leads to the castle?
I don't know. I haven't entered it because I can't leave the bar.
Do you mind if you help us move this out of the way and we do it?
Okay.
Thank you.
much appreciated.
Was that a really high DC? Or,
You know what's the funny thing is, like, I was about to ask, is there somewhere like Amelia would go to like feel safe?
That's the bar in general.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Yeah. I probably wouldn't zero in on that.
yeah, it's one of those things of like he's not hiding anything, but we probably the question.
The right.
You would have asked if
Yeah.
you would have asked.
You would have asked me.
You would have asked, you know,
There's a hole behind here. What?
all right, that's been the session. Retiring. Yeah, if you had asked, he would have given you that answer, but it was IDC.
Is there anything else hidden around the bar? Is there anything else hidden around the bar?
Besides various pictures and bits you can glean from them of just the people, well, or frequent patrons here, different angles of Amelia. No, she's not armed in any of them. She doesn't have any.
Just to be clear, I'm asking
Jeremy.
Jeremy.
Oh, okay.
If there is literally anything
Anything else?
Amelia has her own secret stash of drinks.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I see one?
It's just under the bar, so they'll just grab it and give it to you.
What is it? Is that illegal?
Ask the not important questions to make him
The label
feel
has
better.
the label has been rubbed off. You know.
The thing is, this is such an obscure thing that like no DM would clue on a level of under because no reasonable player ask or find it.
Clearly, at the bottom of this constantly filling bottle
Yeah.
is the clue.
But every reasonable player would find it because the DM would never put it in.
Correct.
Yeah.
What's there?
Called Dragon's Venom.
Oh, that's my kind of stuff. Are we allowed? Oh.
Do I have to roll?
Or magically.
Do I have to roll for that?
Well, whiskey.
No, it's not a wine. Very good.
Guys.
It burns a lot.
It will also burn when you pee now.
Also burns a lot.
Oh.
Notice that his justice felt is when
I feel like
he puts it back.
Doesn't matter if we drink. We can't drink.
wasted.
Yeah. This is a fantastic bar you have.
Thank you. It was by design. I don't know whose.
I knew it was about to be something like that said.
All right. Well, shall we venture through?
Jeremy, thank you once again.
I'm sure we'll see you again.
Oh, one last thing. Do you recognize this symbol? And I show him the symbol of my goddess.
Like I say, my goddess of the
Sure says he does know who it is.
I mean, I don't. I keep on forgetting. Do I have the name yet? I do.
Nix.
Do you know who Nix is?
Where's my?
No.
All right. Very well. I'm trying to like figure out how much is Matt knowledge and how much is someone or knowledge.
All right. So you have gained all the information you can from Jeremy, and you move over the barrel. Great effort.
None of us are strong.
Most of them Mallory, I guess.
Yeah,
None of us are strong.
Jeremy helps us. It's like easily.
Yeah.
Jeremy doesn't.
I use changeling powers to make it look like I'm muscular.
Yeah. It wasn't
Well,
athletic check. Not you, but if it was a straight strength check, bad at it.
I take it you're staying as Ricard for now.
You don't
Oh
need to
no,
roll or
I
anything.
want
Alright.
Okay.
Yeah, you enter this hole, and the bar's kind of pressed up against just a larger wall, and so you actually go through, and it's just a dark tunnel, quite a while
for some people.
for
Indeed.
everyone, but you just don't care about it being dark.
Yeah, there's not light in there suddenly.
Right.
It's just
Yeah,
you
but
can
I
see
double
through the
sight.
dark. Or you just don't recognize.
Therefore, as far as I'm concerned, it's not.
If you have Devil's Dart, are you blind? No, well you can see it's dark after. So it is still dark for you because it's dark after your Devil's Sight range.
It's true.
Let me clear that up.
It's very important.
Yeah, Emil doesn't see race. What?
Devil's Sight actually makes you incapable of seeing the color. Actually.
Uh,
All right.
So we walk down.
So anyway-
yeah, you enter this, and the first thing you notice is that it does not.
Like it smells like what kind of not very good?
It smells like
Right.
Bodies
Like
or
crap.
like
Oh, it's that kind of secret passage.
damn.
everybody shouts behind you. Yeah, she always used prestidigitation after she went through it.
God damn you. And I'm not a wizard.
The one time, God.
I have to take a really long.
Well, I can't.
yeah, you're literally
Produce
slithering. Literally, Lilith is essentially rubbing her body through.
I did not need that.
You're welcome, Matt. That was just for you. Just imagine just rolling around. It's so warm.
Okay.
Not.
It's a pretty tight tunnel. I think you two are probably the bigger ones, so gonna have to scrunch up a little bit as you just kind of crawl through. Well, you're probably also same size, but you can also make.
Yeah, I can literally.
Is it a small size?
You could just fit through a small size tunnel.
What? Yeah.
Yes, it is.
I was like, if the answer is yes,
You can
then the
Was
answer is yes.
Amelia
You two can
Sargrim
bear-
a person?
Well, it's a secret for a
What you
reason.
seeing?
Well, it's a secret for a reason. It's not a hole that many.
I know, but I'm just saying, because he said it was a person shaped hole. He didn't say what size it was, to be fair.
It's a person. It's not like an.
Yeah, everyone just has to walk through like this.
It's like in Looney Tunes when they run through walls.
Yeah,
Well,
it's-
he said person size. So when he said person size, I assumed
it was like the shape.
the size of a person
Dwarves aren't
being Amelia
people.
Sargrim.
Oh, that's true. Halflings aren't people.
Well, but I assumed the person of reference was Amelia Sargrim.
Hmm.
So
No, it's the Munchkin people who work in the.
It's the Munchkins from Wizard of Oz.
Oh my god. Ding dong.
In the
you have
sense,
repulsion breath in this tunnel, so just fling shit everywhere.
No.
and there's a repulsion blast back that flings it back at you.
All right, you crawl through the tunnel. It's about like 10 minutes of just straight crawling through this tunnel,
That's
and the smell gets worse and worse. And eventually, you see a little bit of a light. Or not even necessarily that. It's just when your dark vision. I think you probably have the longest dark vision.
Mhm.
And your dark vision gets to a point where it's not just tunnel; it actually like opens up into a room. You keep going, and you kind of crawl out of the hole and step into the sewers.
Into the zoo.
Not into the water of the sewers, onto
Yeah.
the bank of the sewers.
I was so prepped for us to crawl out of the toilet.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't think we're gonna find any footprints from 1500 years ago.
And this is gonna be. Oh
And hey, what's around us besides?
shit!
So yeah, there's some pathways, little bridges crossing.
Sound like you're about to throw up.
Do it in my
I
mouth.
often am. Not unless you just want me to burp in your mouth.
Whatever you want.
Yeah, go for that. It seems like they kind of do go a ways, but you've kind of crawled in the direction you think of the mountain, and you can imagine that you are in the direction of the castle.
I mean, I'm still good to keep exploring if you guys are.
Just want to make sure we don't get.
That's true. Perhaps we could follow the left wall, leave a little bit of a marker. Though, does this look like a unique entrance to the where we
Just a
can
hole in the.
just a hole in the
Like the game.
You don't see many others.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
it's like the game, except it would be very easy.
Okay.
Can I
It's just a
leave
circle.
Just a circle.
some? Like, what color are the walls? Like,
Just like a stone brick.
are they like slick with moisture?
Yes, unfortunately.
I was gonna ask if I could put some like oil, like some gold oil.
It doesn't look like these sewers are necessarily active in any kind of way. It's just kind of a dirty, dingy water that just kind of sits here.
We
Yeah,
just
okay.
take out a Bugs Bunny paint bucket and just write
I will
Oh.
sacrifice.
I'll just take my dagger and just carve carve into the stone.
You're a heathen.
It's a sewer.
No one.
All right. You just carve into the wall to mark your track,
Mhm.
and that's where we're gonna end the session.
Alright.
All right. Awesome.
Yeah.
Did we level up?
Did you win March Madness?
Did you win March Madness? No, I don't think so.
God,
Hey, we made some headway.
We
there's
did.
progress. We're just in a shithole now.
The doubters.
I didn't
And we're in the sewer.
I just said you necessarily.